Hello everybody, welcome to another video. I'm finally doing my review on my dual 1.8 GHz PowerMac G5. So the first thing I'm going to show you is like the components, all the ports and stuff like that, so I'll be back with you in a minute. So here we are, I've unplugged everything and just moved them into the middle of the desk. But yeah, first off I apologise for the lighting. It's winter in Wales and it gets dark pretty quick now. I've tried to get light into the back of the machine, but you're just going to have to bear with me a bit. So I'm going to go through everything, then I'm going to open the door, show you the insides, and then we're going to go on to software and stuff like that. So here's the front of the machine. As you can see, it's pretty narrow considering to the height of it, and it's an awesome design. I love it to bits. It's very, very similar to the Mac Pro, except the Mac Pro has 2 optical drive bays. Personally, I don't see many people why they need 2 optical drives, but yeah, that's the only standout difference when you first look at it. So anyway, in here we have a 8X super drive, dual layer super drive. It does the job really, really well actually, and I just love that design. It's just awesome. Coming down onto the ports and onto the front USB ports, this is another difference to the Mac Pro. The Mac Pros have 2 USB 2.0s and a Firewire 4 at Firewire 800 as well, I believe. But you've got the power button there. Sorry about that. You've got the power button there, you've got audio in and out, and a USB 2.0 and a Firewire 400, which really, to be honest, does the job quite well. Nothing to complain about at all. So then as you come onto the back, this is when it starts to get interesting. Here you have your latch for opening the door, which I'm going to do in a minute. You can also, if you can just see by there, you can pop that out and put a padlock in there so no naughty people can get into your G5, which is pretty sweet. Here is where all your PCI cards go. I haven't got any in at the moment, and then that's your graphics card by there. This is the NVIDIA GeForce FX 5200 with 64 megs of VRAM. It's an okay card if you're not doing anything graphically intense, but I'll show you it playing games in a minute. But that's dual link DVI and ADC. Coming down, you have optical and analog in and out, so pretty pro features there. You've got your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth like dongle antenna things. You have to buy them separately, and they're pretty hard to come by now. Coming down, then you have 2 USB 2.0s. The one thing I don't like about this G5 much at all is the lack of USB ports. 3 would have been nice, but yeah, I might get myself a PCI card one day. Coming down, then you have a Firewire 400, a Firewire 800, Ethernet, and 56K dial-up modem. So this is what the side of this G5 looks like. Absolutely gorgeous. You've got this huge, like, etched Apple logo on this solid piece of aluminium. So let's dive into the internals. You just pull that latch off, and then this massive, it's quite heavy actually, this big door of aluminium just pops off, and then you're greeted by all of the G5's components. You've got your dual 1.8 GHz PowerPC G5 processors here with the humongous heat sinks that push out one hell of a lot of air. It's unreal. It's like having a radiator in your house. It fills the whole room up. It's incredible. You can actually run your G5 on, fully functional, when the door's off, as long as you have this little air baffle on that helps with the airflow. So let's just pop that off. And by here, you've got your intake fans for the CPU, and they sort of like blow over the RAM slots as well. It's a modular connector, so it just pops out easy enough. It decides to get stuck this time, of course. As you can see there, it just pops in relatively easily. And then there are your RAM slots. You've got 2.5 gigs of PC3200 DDR RAM in here, 2 1 gig DIMMs and 2 256 megs. There's 4 slots here. It can take up a total of 4 gigs. Some of the later models can take up to 8 and even 16 gigs. Coming up here then we have your graphics cards. As I told you before, this is the GeForce FX 5200, 64 megs of VRAM. Really quiet cards, quiet, low profile, and it does the job. It really, really does. Your PCI cards are up there, your RAM battery, and yeah, you can see how big some of these cards can be compared to the little FX 5200. Coming up then, you have your hard drive bays. Unlike the MDDs and the Quicksilvers, you can only fit 2 hard drives in there, but they are SATA connections. I got 280 gigs in there, so there's 160 gigs of storage. You just pop these things up by there, and then they just slide out. Really, really nice design. And 2 hard drives is easy enough. And actually, if you want to, you could get an IDE splitter from the optical drive, and you can just slide an IDE hard drive up there if you desperately need the storage, or you could get yourself PCI cards, of course. Yeah, this is the super drive by here. It's IDE, it's not SATA, but it really does do the job. And yeah, that's the inside of the G5, guys. So now I'm going to plug everything in, and I'm going to boot it up and show you how it performs in real world performance tests. So here we are, plugged back in, and just to double up on the specs of this machine, I'll show you here. It's running 10.5.8 Leopard, dual 1.8 GHz PowerMac G5 with 2.5 gigs of RAM, and it's got the FX 5200, all that good stuff. 64 megs. So the first thing I'm going to do is just open up every single application which is in my dock. This is quite intense on RAM, CPU and hard drive performance, so here we go. As you can see, it's starting to drop a few frames here and there now. It's starting to feel a little bit blocky, but it's still opening the stuff pretty rapidly. Now it's really starting to struggle. 2 more apps. The CPU is handling it brilliantly. The only thing that's really struggling is RAM, to be honest. So everything now is open. Pretty awesome. The graphics is a little bit choppy at this stage, but every application I have is open, and I am so surprised at how well it's handling it, actually. Look at that. Everything is open. Okay, so now we're going to go on and do a Geekbench test. It is 32-bit, unfortunately. I haven't bought it, but you may have seen the score this machine gets in some of my previous videos, but I'm going to do it again just for archive's sake. So we're just finishing up, and up it comes, and that is actually the highest score this G5 has got. When I originally got it, it got 1610. It's really ranged anything from 1500 to 1600, but yeah, I'm very surprised. Well, not surprised because I've seen it a load of time before, but it's for a 1600 score. The MacBook I'm getting next month scores 2500, and that's a 2 GHz Core 2 Duo, 2 gig of RAM, and to be honest, performance-wise, there's not much of a difference. So yeah, for 1600, it chugs along very, very nicely. So onto gaming, with Optifine installed, running Minecraft, with a few mods installed as well. Extremely smooth, 30 frames per second, and you've got to remember, guys, this is the 64 megabyte GeForce FX 5200 card, and it runs smoothly at 30 frames per second. It's incredible. unbelievable. I was so shocked when I first played this and found out how smooth it runs. Absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, that's the PowerMac G5 doing a bit of gaming. Who said PowerPC Macs can't game, eh? Okay, and I'm just going to do a YouTube test for the final thing, because people get real OCD on how PowerPC Macs run Flash in general. So I'm just going to show a YouTube video stream, and I'm going to go up to 720p, but this is 240p.
I wanted to give you my review of this Samsung Chromebook.
Of course, it's just as smooth as anything. But you'll never want to watch in 240p, so let's go up to 360p. Kind of the standard norm for most people.
Hello world, I'm Chris Perillo.
Smooth.
Your geek out for today. I wanted to give you
as you'd expect, really, from a machine with two 1.8 GHz G5 processors. 480p.
Hello world, I'm Chris Perillo, and this is your
of course, still as smooth as anything. 720p, this is really gets a little bit strenuous on this little G5, and my internet connection because it's awful.
Hello world, I'm Chris Perillo, and this is your geek out
and it's as smooth as anything. I mean, you get a few drop frames here and there, but in general it is absolutely incredible. So that is my review on the PowerMac G5. It's a fantastic machine, and for the price they're going for now on eBay, in real good nick and probably higher spec than this one, it's well worth the buy if you're looking for a very upgradable Mac that will see you well into the future in terms of performance. You're just going to have to put up with PowerPC and Leopard support. But I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.